He did that well.
Wilbur, you want me to come and work? You don't want me to come and work?
I want you to come and work.
I don't know which upsets me more.
Are you going to come and see us again? Or are you leaving town?
You mean to tell me that that was the last shot in the film, my last shot in the film, really and truly? You haven't thought of looping, have you?
No.
No, you haven't.
Talking about the shot
I
in the
was
film.
not supposed to mention that until next week.
Set this late.
All right.
You'll come back and see us.
Oh, of course. Naturally.
Hi, I'm Jim Whaley from Atlanta.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you. Oh, Olivia, before you start, if you need help, call me. I'll be on.
We're on the
If
set
I
of...
need help, call you.
Need a car, let me know.
All right.
I mean, tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
We're on the set of Airport 77 with an actress familiar to all Atlantans and certainly to movie lovers everywhere, Olivia De Havilland. Let me ask you, you have visited Atlanta several times for the premieres of Gone with the Wind. What are your fondest memories of that first premiere in 1939?
Well, let me see. I remember the visit to the Cyclorama.
Mm-hmm.
That was simply marvelous.
That's in danger now, you know.
In danger?
Yeah.
Of what?
Well, they need funds to restore it.
Oh, surely there'll be a drive
Well, we hope
to
so.
do so, because it's a remarkable monument.
Mm-hmm.
Unique. And that's very impressive. And I've seen it 3 times. Each time I've gone back for an opening of Gone with the Wind, I visited the Cyclorama. That is tremendously impressive. And then, of course, I remember the opening night, too.
Mm-hmm.
That was very thrilling indeed. And there was a ball also.
Mm-hmm.
I was late to the ball through no doing of my own. And that was hair-raising, but I did arrive there just as they were announcing from the stage, and Miss Melanie Wilkes, Olivia De Havilland. And the spotlight went to the balcony where I was supposed to be seated, and I came down the aisle in the dark saying, "Here I am, here I am." And finally they got me over to the balcony, and Larry Olivier, I remember, bent down and lifted me in the best Southern manner. Luckily, I was wearing a large pink tulle skirt over a hoop skirt, and he lifted me over the balcony, and I was able to take the bow, which I was supposed to take.
Oh. You have made so many marvelous films, and you've been so brilliant in them. I have my own favorites, and I thought I would ask you your opinions of them.
Yes.
One is a film you did in the early 50s, My Cousin Rachel.
Oh, I'm glad you like that.
I really do.
Yes.
What are your memories of that one?
Well, I loved that part. It was difficult, of course.
Mhm.
I had to know before I began shooting Rachel whether she was guilty or innocent. And the only way I could find out was by reading the book. And I read the book 3 times, and the 3rd time I knew. And so I had to play each scene so that it could be interpreted one way or the other, but I had to know what that scene meant to her. And that was extremely interesting, that phase of it. And I also had to meet somebody who was Italian and who was a countess. And I found an Italian countess living at the Huntington Hotel in Pasadena, and had lunch with her and got a kind of image from her which was helpful to me. I thought of her as being a sort of flame seen through mist. And that's not bad as an image for Rachel, don't you think?
Sure.
So I kept that in mind too when I, you know, shaped the characterization. Then there was Richard Burton,
Yes.
whom I thought was absolutely superb in that part. Don't you think he was
Oh,
marvelous?
marvelous.
I think that's maybe the best
first
thing he ever
American-
did.
his first
American film.
Yeah.
And he was just superb, faultless.
I'm getting a wrap-up signal here, and I didn't get to ask you about The Snake Pit,
Oh,
which is another favorite.
yes. Oh, I'm
You know,
glad you like that.
That's one of your favorites,
Yes,
too,
that's
isn't
one of my very special favorites.
it? Yeah. Well, maybe you can come to Atlanta sometime and talk about it at length.
Yes, well,
'Cause all
perhaps
your-
I'll be able to do
I
that.
hope so. Thank you very
And
much.
my greetings to the whole city,
Thank you.
and in fact, the state of Georgia.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. Pleasure. And to each his own, of course. There's so many.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well,
It's a great
pleasure.